Hello, my name is Pythonator, and welcome to the USAS-12 multiplayer weapon guide for Modern Warfare 3. The USAS-12 is a shotgun unlocked right when you get the game, and it is a fully automatic shotgun. The USAS-12 holds 6 rounds in its magazine, or 6 shells to fire, and this increases to 9 when you put on the attachment of the extended mag. The USAS also deals a fairly moderate damage at 25 to 5 per pellet. However, it does fire 9 pellets, and if all were to connect, this would add up to about 225 damage at maximum and 45 damage at minimum. The USAS excels in 2 categories, in my opinion anyways. The first is the starting ammunition. Now, it has the best starting ammunition of any weapon in the game. Now, I'm not saying that by terms of the amount of bullets that you get, because obviously that goes to the LMGs, but I'm saying that it's roughly like magazine to magazine ratio. Most guns in this game, you'll get 2 extra magazines when you spawn in. The LMGs, you get 1, but the USAS, you get an extra 5 magazines, so there's no need to run scavenger, and it works really well. Second spot where it really shines is its range. It has a range of roughly 400 to 700 inches, or about 10.5 to 17.7 meters. This gives it the longest effective range out of any shotgun. By terms of when the damage will start to drop off. 10.5 is the longest range when you'll be doing your maximum damage as a shotgun. If we were to put range on it, this would increase that to 12.5 meters or 500 inches. The fire and the recoil are 2 things that go together. While the gun actually has quite a bit of kick, it doesn't really make a difference because, again, even though the gun is automatic, it fires incredibly slow at roughly 135 to 140 rounds per minute. My guess is it's probably somewhere around 140, but how can you really tell, right? But this means the recoil isn't really a factor. You don't really need the grip attachment or kick. The USAS also shares a trait with the MP9 and the Scorpion machine pistols. When you equip it, you will run 75% longer, almost as if you had a slightly down extreme conditioning. It gives you about 7 seconds of sprint, and extreme conditioning will give you about 8. I recommend combining this with the MP9 or Scorpion machine pistols. That way, if you switch weapons, you will still have that bonus no matter what, and you don't need to use extreme conditioning at all. Over the attachments, the grip attachment is fairly useful for it. It's not needed because of the slow rate of fire. However, it is useful if it is there, so you might as well use it. Second attachment is the silencer. This is probably the best shotgun to be used with the silencer. However, I still wouldn't really recommend it because shotguns already have very limited range. Even though the USAS-12 has good range for a shotgun, it does not have good range in general. So I would stay away from this. However, if you must use it, or you want to go for the challenges, this is probably the quickest shotgun to get it done for. The red dot sight and holographic sight are pretty much completely useless, as you're not going to want to aim down the sight with shotguns, and the USAS-12 is best hip fired. Also, it being a fully automatic weapon, it might have a bit of visual kick to it when you aim down the sight, so I wouldn't really recommend either of those sights. They're pretty useless. The best attachment is extended mags. This gives you 9 shells in your magazine instead of 6. 6 shells, and being a fully automatic weapon, nevertheless slow firing. It can still run out of ammo in its magazine pretty quickly, so extended mags is pretty necessary. Also, you're going to be reloading quite a bit if you don't have enough shells in your magazine, so extended mags is a very helpful tactic. The proficiencies, everyone can just throw kick, focus, attachments, and melee out the window. Those are pretty useless. What we're looking at is range and damage. Now, range is probably the second best because it already has very long range. All it's really going to do is increase its effective range, which can be very useful. And it can benefit you if you're trying to engage someone maybe at even medium distances, because this is possible with the shotgun. The best proficiency is damage, and of course is locked last, like the attachment of the extended mags. It increases the damage to roughly, well, it does increase it by 40%, but it increases it to about 315 to 63 based on the 9 pellet logic I used earlier. Since the USAS-12 also has very good range, like I said, range is not necessary. You can use damage and kill lots of people inside that range that you have. For the perk 1 slot, I would probably recommend Sleight of Hand. Scavenger is not needed due to the extra starting ammunition, and Extreme conditioning is not needed due to the 75% bonus, so sleight of hand is the best option here. It also features a very slow reload time, and this greatly helps with that. Your second perk slot, I would recommend Assassin. This is useful in keeping yourself off the radar and using the element of surprise, the only element that Chuck Norris recognizes on the periodic table. Perk 3, I would use Steady Aim. Steady Aim is pretty much a necessity on every shotgun, and this is no different here. The biggest thing to note about the USS-12 is that while it's a fully automatic shotgun and it is very powerful, it is not a spammable shotgun. I know lots of people have probably run into it with people holding on the trigger and so-called spamming it, but really you can't do that, unlike the Striker or the AA-12. Now basically you're going to want to pick your shots, and I would actually even recommend not holding on the trigger and using it as if it were a really fast pumping pump action shotgun and precisely aiming your shots, also with that 6-round clip that you have, or 9 rounds. Even 9 rounds is still quite small. It adds to the longevity of the weapon. In my opinion, the USS-12 is better than the AA-12 because it features much higher damage, more starting ammunition, and a better range, a lot better of a range, and those are the most important things to a shotgun in my opinion. Something else of note, if you're trying to go for the extended mags, range, and damage proficiencies, it's going to take you a long time to level up these weapons. Its marksman challenges are a bit wonky, and it takes a bit quite a bit more kills to level it up and to get those things. So I'm just warning you of that if you intend on using this weapon or trying to get the gold camo on it. Thanks for watching this, guys. Please leave a comment or a like if you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it, and peace out, guys.
Kill confirmed.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Tom here, back today with another video, and this one is another pretty special one. It's going to be about some rumoured information about Black Ops 2, and yes, this is some Black Ops 1 gameplay, and I thought I'd chuck in the Black Ops gameplay purely because when I'm talking about Black Ops 2, maybe you want to watch Black Ops. I don't know, it seemed like when I was doing the build up for Modern Warfare 3, a lot of people didn't want to see Black Ops, they wanted to see Modern Warfare 2, so I'm going with that same logic. Let me know if you guys want to see some Black Ops gameplay whenever I'm talking about Black Ops 2. But really, I don't think the gameplay matters too much. With me, it's more about the information rather than the gameplay, although this isn't a bad gameplay. It's a cheeky, I think it's 29 and 3 on radiation. It starts off a little bit slow, but it picks up towards the end when I get all the kill streaks in and stuff like that. So anyway, the information for this video, and this one could be quite a big one. It could really change the way of the series, the way it's going, and it's going to be the fact that there might be some vehicles in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. I'm going to explain how I got to this kind of assumption. I have actually put off making this video for a little while now because I did find something on I think it was the Activision website, and it was about some job openings. And one of the job openings I saw that was quite interested in was the Associate Multiplayer Designer. And I just want to point out that I wasn't looking at jobs for myself, I was just looking what kind of things they were looking for in their new employees. And this was, as I said, going to be the Associate Multiplayer Designer for the Treyarch portion of Activision. And on this website it also had some job descriptions. So I'm just going to read you out the description of what they wanted from their Associate Multiplayer Designer. So it says they were seeking a talented gameplay designer to join our multiplayer design team. You will design, develop and tune game mechanics such as health, damage, challenges, perks, kill streaks, spawning and more. You know, this is pretty obvious. This is stuff that's in every game, and this isn't actually the interesting part. The interesting part was what was after that, and it then went on to say that some of the duties would be to manage the game's core rule system, such as health, damage feedback, rules for which kill streaks can kill other kill streaks, and how perks impact player and vehicle behaviour. So they've actually got right here in this description that they wanted the designer to be able to implement a way that perks are actually going to be able to affect vehicle behaviour, and this is quite strange because we've very rarely seen vehicles in the Call of Duty games before. I think the only Call of Duty that I've played that's had vehicles, and I've only been playing since Call of Duty 4, was World at War, of course. They had tanks in some of the multiplayer levels on that game, and really I actually thought that Call of Duty had kind of moved away from this direction and moved more gun on gun, but of course it's by no means a confirmation, but it does say that they're looking for someone that is able to do that. And at first I was like, okay, maybe it's just single player, because we know how many vehicles are in single player. You know, these single player campaigns are so epic now that there's vehicles everywhere. But the actual job title was an Associate Multiplayer Designer, so they're looking for a multiplayer guy. One of the things I can kind of think about back from World at War, when they did have vehicles, they had tanks, there are a couple of perks that would actually affect you with vehicles. You know, it would make the turret move faster, give you faster reloads and faster cooldowns of the machine gun and stuff like that. So I think that's what they're kind of talking about here, and this does really kind of open the door for vehicles to be in the game. One other thing that I also thought was quite cool was how they said they were looking for someone that can kind of make the rules for how kill streaks can kill other kill streaks, and that hasn't really been seen in the Call of Duties in the past couple of years. I think the last time we saw this, the way they're describing it here, was in Modern Warfare 2. I think the Harrier used to take out chopper gunners and stuff like that, so I think that's what they're talking about there. But yeah, the main focus of this is obviously the vehicles, and I don't know, do you think we should have vehicles in the next Call of Duty? Because personally, as I said earlier, I think we have moved away from that direction, and I just think that vehicles might kind of ruin that. And the reason I said earlier that I actually put off making this video is because the job listing has been there for a while now, and it actually came down on Thursday, so that was Thursday the 9th, and that just indicates to me that maybe they've actually found someone that's actually fulfilled this role. And I know some people are probably going to be like, you know, the game is probably going to be coming out in November, maybe it's a bit late, but primarily what they do, they actually focus all of their efforts on the single player first, then do multiplayer afterwards, because in multiplayer, a lot of the maps are actually based off of single player, a lot of the buildings and stuff like that, so there's a lot of replication, and it means that multiplayer is probably a lot quicker to design, and it's probably only around this time they're actually starting to do the coding and stuff like that. So yeah, there it is guys, vehicles could be coming to the next Call of Duty. We're assuming it's going to be Black Ops 2, but you know, after doing this commentary, after having a little think about it, the fact that this would work really well in tanks kind of opens the door for there to be a World War 2. So yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts on this topic below. So yeah, I just wanted to bring you this information. I'm hoping to be one of the best sources for Black Ops 2 information, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Apart from that, I just want to say a big thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching some Black Ops. It's been a while since I've actually posted any, and yeah, big thanks for watching. You can check my previous 2 videos on screen right now. Apart from that, I'll catch you again with another video very soon.